can never tell. I wish I could reverse this camera. How does that work? Is that a thing? That's cool. Hello. Mm, mm, mm. What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing? How are y'all doing? What's up? Whew. I'm pooped. Hi. We went bowling early today. I told Jordy last night, I said, let's go bowling at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Now, mind y'all, Jordy gets off work at 5 in the morning. So he doesn't usually go to bed until like 5:30. So he was pooped out. I wasn't pooped out, but by the time we left the bowling alley, because we did 3 quick games, and it is like 86 degrees today. So by the time we got home, we both just passed out. I think he's still passed out. I said, let me go get my little exercise in early so I can go home, get to work. So we have decided that we will have a bowling alley in the house. Jordy says I want to have a bowling alley because I'm a snob. I don't think that it's necessarily me being a snob. What I think it is, because I don't like to bowl next to other people. He said, you don't play well with others. I said, I never have played well with others. That's not new. Even when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I didn't play well with others. I like playing by myself. I always play games by myself. I like games I can play by myself. At least I know, listen, at least I know me. I don't mind playing so much with others as I don't like being close to strangers. I don't know you. And then here, and another part about bowling is you have to have etiquette, which means you can't approach the lane at the same time the person next to you is approaching the lane. So whenever we go, we ask for lanes that are not next to anybody. So we don't have to deal with it. And I certainly don't want to be close to kids because a lot of these parents don't know the bowling etiquette, and then they're not teaching their kids the bowling etiquette. So their kids are all over in your lane and standing up when you're trying to bowl. It's just, it's too much. I feel overstimulated. Do y'all understand what overstimulated means? I'm over it. It's too much. So I was just like, so they're like refurbishing the bowling alley, like putting down new floors. So there's a whole big section in the middle that is being worked on. So it was just all older people, which was cool. But then on our third game, on our last game, we had people on both sides of us. And then the girl on this side of me had no etiquette. So she's rolling the ball like this, and then she's standing there. And I'm like watching it go all the way down the lane into the gutter. You don't have to stand at the line, ma'am, to watch your ball roll. It went in the gutter halfway down the lane. What you think's gonna happen? You think it's gonna jump out of the gutter because you standing there watching it? That's probably why I was exhausted. You know, it's more exhausting. She had to make sure it's more exhausting not to cuss people out. Have y'all noticed that, or is it just me? Because what I wanted to say was, if you don't get your ass out the way, I'm gonna hit you with this ball. Move. But I didn't, which is probably why I needed a nap when I got home. So, how is everybody doing? How is everybody doing? I got to send some books out tonight to some folks. Have you guys picked up your I Didn't Know That book? Why didn't I know that? When you don't cuss people out, they continue to do the stuff that pisses you off. Yeah. But they're strangers, so I'll never see her again. You know what I mean? And then again, too, you don't know who you fucking with these days. You don't know who you fucking with. You might be fucking with a person that's on their last leg. And just the one thing you say to them is the thing that's going to set them off. Or the thing that they say to me might be the thing that sets me off. You know what I mean? People are crazy. People are crazy. You don't know. I'm crazy. They're crazy. It's just a combustible situation. So I just look at it as the universe is teaching me how to be more patient with people. That's all. I just look at everything that happens as something that's teaching me a virtue that I need to have. You can think that the way that I think, or you can just be negative all the time. Okay. I just view it as I am being taught a lesson right now. And the faster I learn the lesson, the faster I learn the lesson, the less time is going to be spent on me repeating this lesson. That's how I get through difficulties, or that's how I get through things that irk the shit out of me. Otherwise, I would drive myself nuts every day. Okay. I have to be patient with people. This is going to motivate the shit out of me to work really hard to be able to move into a house that's big enough for me to have a 2-lane bowling alley in my house that costs $175,000. Because trust and believe, Jordan has looked it up and came to me today and said, it's going to cost $175,000 for us to get a bowling alley in our house. Bet. Goals. So the more I'm around irksome people at the bowling alley, the more motivated I'm going to be to get my own bowling alley. I don't have to be around irksome people anymore. Ta-da! That's how you do it. That's how you receive things from the universe. I'm giving y'all the blueprint now. I need y'all to help me get the bowling alley. Don't y'all want me to be happy? Don't y'all want me to be super happy? I'll be super happy when I can go downstairs in my own house and bowl in my own bowling alley and not have to have strangers next to me. Thank you, everyone. Hello, Fats. Come say hello so we can get to work. Did you want to say hi? Go ahead. Okay. What's your blood type? Put it in the comments. We went over blood type O yesterday. I'm going to start with blood type A today. So if you are a blood type A, put it in the comments. Because people are always asking me, oh, can you just do single videos so that we can just watch that video? So I did O yesterday. I'm going to download it and cut out all the brother stuff at the beginning and then upload it. So you'll just have a clean O. and then we'll have a clean A. Okay. Tomorrow we'll have a clean B, and then we'll have a clean AB. Then when you want to go share it with your family, you can just give them the link for that specific blood type. Make sense? There's a method to my madness, trust me. That's what do you want, Bubba? Come here. Everyone sees you, bud. 5 more days till Fats' birthday. He's going to be the big 35. He's going to be a 35-year-old man. Okay. So as a blood type A, first of all, before we get into that, let's talk about high blood pressure. Which one of you guys have high blood pressure? Put in the comments if you're dealing with high blood pressure. Let's address the high blood pressure situation. When you guys go get your book, you'll have a whole section in the book about blood pressure. Okay. You'll also see the articles that I have given you links to so that you can read about the medical disparities between Black people and non-Black people when it comes to prescribing medications for high blood pressure. I've been telling y'all, I wrote a book, Miss Sophia, where you been? I put the book out. The book is called Why Didn't I Know That? Because y'all, we all have this same phrase in our head, like, why didn't I know this about my body? Why didn't I know this about my food? Why didn't I know this was going on or that was going on? So that's what the title of the book is. Yeah, it's on the website. So why didn't I know that? So it goes over all the stuff that we talk about on the live, but it's very much in depth. So it has dysbiosis and our gut, how our gut works, how everything works in our body. Also, it goes over the different blood types, what we discussed during that, the ailments that you're prevalent to, why those things are happening and all that, plus links to everything. And then all of the hormones are listed and what those hormones do in our bodies. Also, all of the autoimmune diseases and links to all of those autoimmune diseases, so that if you're dealing with that, you can learn about it and understand how you got it, what you need to do, and all that. So I put all of that into a book. So it's basically a guide or a handbook so that you can refer to it when you need to. The name of the book is Why Didn't I Know That? That's the name of the book. Why didn't I know that? Things we should have been taught. Why weren't we taught how our body works? Why weren't we taught that our gut was the most important part of our body? Instead of us all believing that our brain ran everything, why didn't we know that our gut runs everything? Most of our hormones are in our gut. 70% of the body's immune system is in our gut. If your gut is not right, then nothing is going to work right in your body. But why weren't we taught that? The reason we were not taught that is because if we knew how important our gut was, we would be side-eyeing everything we put in our body. If we knew that the food that we ate was going to impact our emotions and our skin and our triggered diseases in our bodies and all that, we would have been very careful about the foods we ate. And they don't want us to know those things because how can they make money? How can they make money off of selling us food? How can they make money off of us being sick? How can they make money off of us being on medication? How can they make money for surgeries? How can they make money? Okay. The reason that 70% of all US inhabitants are on at least one prescription drug is by design. It is not by accident. Okay. What they want is 99% of us on drugs. Because as long as we are dependent on their big pharma drugs, we are very easy to control. So if you are dealing with high blood pressure, at the root of your high blood pressure problems is insulin resistance. Okay. What is causing you to be insulin resistant? Carbohydrates. Okay. Never in history have we eaten as many carbohydrates as we are eating now. This is why high blood pressure is so prevalent. This is why so many people have high blood pressure. Like 80% of Black people have high blood pressure. Why? We talked about this yesterday. Okay. The reason that high blood pressure is so prevalent in the African American community, okay, is because number one, we're never addressing the cause of the high blood pressure. The cause of the high blood pressure is us eating a bunch of carbohydrates. We're eating pasta, we're eating bread, we're eating wheat, we're eating ramen noodles, we're eating breaded foods, fried foods, potatoes, especially potatoes. Okay. All of those things turn into sugar. At the base of all of our problems, no matter what blood type you are, is sugar. That's what is the biggest problem. Everything can be linked back to sugar. And I'm not just talking about the big yellow bag of Domino sugar. I'm talking about all these carbohydrates, all these processed foods turn into sugar once they are consumed. Okay. So we are every day overloading our bodies with sugar. That sugar is glucose. Okay. The body does not need any external sources of sugar. The body already makes sugar, it makes glucose. Okay. The problem is we're having all of these external sources of sugar. All of that sugar, those carbs, are turning into excessive amounts of glucose. That is then causing our pancreas to release even more insulin into our bloodstream. Is there a way for y'all to share this live? We got to get these numbers up over here. I don't know how. Hold on. Let me see how I can share it. I can share it on Facebook. Let me do that. I don't have X, so I don't know how to share it anywhere else. I can share it by email. I can share it by WhatsApp, Reddit, Pinterest, Blogger, Tumblr. I wish we had clickable links on TikTok, and we did for like a hot second, and then they realized what people were doing, and then they stopped it from happening. Thank you. So now we're dealing with all this sugar. So the body has released all of this insulin into our bloodstream. The insulin is the problem. We were never taught how important insulin is to the body. Insulin is one of the most important hormones in the body. And you having stabilized and good insulin levels is also what is going to control your blood pressure. If your insulin is not flowing the way it's supposed to flow, that is at the root of your high blood pressure problems. Okay. So the pancreas has released all of this insulin into your bloodstream. Once it's released from your pancreas, it doesn't go back into your pancreas. It's just now in your bloodstream. So the problem is the insulin is not getting into your red blood cells. That is what is called insulin resistance. Your red blood cells are resisting new insulin from coming in and doing what it's designed to do, which is to stabilize the sugar in your body. Okay. So now it's knocking on the door and your red blood cells are like, oh, we're all full of insulin. We can't accept anymore. So you're outside the club looking through the window. Okay. Now this insulin is just flowing through your bloodstream. So now you got all this sugar and all this insulin in your blood. That is causing your arteries and your veins to constrict. So your arteries and veins are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. That is what's putting pressure on your heart. And that is what sends your blood pressure up. Okay, so if we drill it down to what is the root cause of your high blood pressure, it is sugar. It has never been salt. Okay, and here is the problem. Here's the disparity between Black people and white people. Okay, because nobody ever told us this either. Okay, Black people release sodium from their kidneys slower than white people do. So the reason your doctor is, if you are Black, is prescribing you a different set of medications than they do non-Black people is because they're like, Black people release less sodium from their kidneys than other races of people. So we need to give them thiazides. We need to give them diuretics. Okay. How many of you guys have ever been on hydrochlorothiazide or Lasix? I remember my grandma was on Lasix for years. My grandma swore up and down that Lasix is what triggered diabetes in her body, which is true. Okay. So here's the thing. They're giving other races of people beta blockers and ACE inhibitors. They're giving us thiazides. And this is why we end up with chronic kidney disease from the high blood pressure medication. This is why Black people have so many kidney issues, is because they are not giving us the same medications they give other people. The medications they give us wreck our kidneys. And our kidneys are already vulnerable because people of African descent have what's known as the APOL1 gene. The APOL1 gene is a gene that makes our kidneys vulnerable to infection and inflammation. We are consistently eating foods that cause us to become inflamed. Okay? Yeah. We are consistently eating foods that cause us to be inflamed. The number one food that causes you to be inflamed is potatoes. So every time you trigger inflammation in your body, it's going to affect your kidneys as a Black person. If you are dealing with any types of infections, there are people that have chronic urinary tract infections, yeast infections, upper respiratory infections. All of that stuff is going to also affect your kidneys, which is crazy. But the medications that they are prescribing to Black people should not be prescribed to us. Okay? First of all, the body needs sodium. The body has to have sodium. So for the doctor to tell us that, oh, you need to limit your sodium because sodium is released from our kidneys slower than it is white people's kidneys, when really all you need to do is address what is making your blood pressure high. Why is no one addressing what's making your blood pressure high? Because how are they going to sell you drugs if your blood pressure is not high? If the doctor told you to stop eating any carbohydrates, how is he going to sell you meds? How is he going to make money? How is he going to keep you going back and forth to the CVS and the Walgreens to get that prescription filled? Because every time you get it filled, he makes money. You've been on the same blood pressure meds for 10 years and your blood pressure is still not fixed. Your blood pressure is still high. You know why? Because you're still eating potatoes. You're still eating bread. You're still eating pasta. You're still eating ramen noodles. You're still eating cereal. You're still eating avocado toast. You're still eating sourdough bread. So your problem is never going to be solved if you continue to eat the thing that causes the problem. Either you want to solve the problem or you want to keep putting a nasty little band-aid on it. Y'all been putting band-aids on your illnesses for 20 years and nothing has changed. Either you're ready to solve the problem or you're not. Okay? Solving the problem means cutting out some of your favorite foods. And here's the rub. Here's the thing. Whatever your favorite food is, that's what did it. You want to know what is causing the problem in your body? Think of what your favorite food is. Put your favorite food in the comments. Not what your favorite food is today if you're on your journey. What was your favorite food before you started eating for your blood type? Put it in the comments. Watch this. What was your favorite food? Mine was chicken. Because the thing that I ate most often was chicken. And that was at the root of my problem. Exactly. They tell you, and here's the thing, Monique. They're telling you to lay off the salt, and that is what is literally keeping your blood pressure high. You not having salt in your body keeps your blood pressure high. I used to feel very emotional before I started eating. Yeah, because a lot of wheat products will have your emotions all over the place. Depression, anxiety, bipolarism, schizophrenia, autism, all of that. Because wheat converts your happy hormones, dopamine and serotonin, into norepinephrine and noradrenaline, which are your anger and depression and sadness hormones, which is crazy. Whatever food it is that you eat most often is what is at the root of your problem. And if you look at the food that you eat most often that's at the root of your problem, it is the cheapest food at the grocery store. The cheaper the food, the sicker you are. So think about the foods that y'all are eating. Pasta's cheap, potatoes are cheap, pork is cheap, chicken is cheap. Not by today's standards, but in comparison to other foods, cheap. Bread, cheap. Okay? We've been set up, friends. You've been set up. And the blood pressure meds are supposed to be making you lose all this water. And it's not. Okay? So, blood type A. Blood type A is literally the opposite of blood type O. Okay? Blood type O has the strongest immune system, the strongest cardiovascular system. They are genetically superior to every other blood type. Let's just bottom line it. Okay? They have thinner blood, the thinnest blood of all of the blood types, and they also have more stomach acid than all of the other blood types. Okay? However, blood type A is the complete opposite. You have the weakest immune system. You have the weakest cardiovascular system. You guys are predisposed to diabetes, heart disease, and certain cancers. Predisposed. Okay? And then you have the lowest level of stomach acid. So at the root of your problems as a blood type A is that you are protein malnourished. Okay? And I know you're thinking, oh, but I eat meat all the time. I eat protein all the time. Da, da, da. Here's the thing. If you are not eating the right protein for your body, then it's not going to be broken down and the minerals and nutrients are not going to be extracted. So you are still, it's basically a waste of your time and your money because you're not getting any benefit from that protein at all. So if you're a blood type A and you're thinking, oh, I'm eating chicken, I'm eating pork, I'm eating red meat, I'm getting all this protein, you're not. Because your body can't break that meat down, which means you just have these food solids still in your body, and your body cannot extract minerals and nutrients from food that hasn't fully digested. You don't have enough stomach acid to digest the food. This is why blood type A ends up with stomach cancer more than any other blood type, because you have a bunch of undigested food still living in your stomach, and it's just there putrefying. Let me tell you the chain reaction that all of this causes. Okay. First and foremost, you guys have a steady stream of cortisol in your blood all day, every day. This is what makes you guys feel anxious and stressed out all the time as a blood type A. Don't you just feel stressed out and anxious all the time? That is y'all's natural state. It will be interesting to know the distribution of autism amongst the different blood types. Blood type A has more autism than all the other blood types. Blood type A. Autism comes from mineral deficiencies in the body. Doesn't it stand to reason that blood type A would have more autism? Because blood type A cannot extract minerals. Y'all are mineral deficient. Y'all are so mineral deficient that your body feeds on your bones and your teeth. Your body will extract minerals and nutrients from your bones and your teeth just to survive. This is why y'all have osteoporosis, osteopenia, osteoarthritis, weak teeth, gum disease. Why y'all got cavities? You're not sitting around eating a bunch of candy all the time. You have cavities because your body has extracted the minerals from your teeth. Your body is going to do whatever it needs to do to survive, despite your best efforts to unalive it every day. Your body literally has a mind of its own. You know why? Because you have trillions of bacteria living in and on your body that wants to live. And it is that bacteria that's keeping you alive every day. It's not the will of God. It's the bacteria. That bacteria is motivating everything in your body to live. And not only are y'all not appreciative of the bacteria in your body, but you go about trying to piss it off every day. And the more you piss off that bacteria that you share your body with, the more diseases you're going to struggle with. We'll get to that in a minute. Blood type A has higher cortisol levels than everybody else, and you have a steady stream. So the way that your fight or flight is set up is the same way that blood type B's fight or flight is set up. A steady stream of cortisol is in your blood all day. Cortisol is your stress hormone. Okay? When your cortisol goes up, it also causes your blood sugar, your glucose, to go up. Y'all can literally become diabetics from stress. It's called stress-induced diabetes. Go look it up. Y'all need to tap the screen. Let me know y'all listening and y'all alive and y'all still here. Okay? Y'all can trigger diabetes just from stressing out. Okay? Because you are causing your cortisol to go up, which is then causing your glucose to go up. So now you got high cortisol, high glucose. The body is going to release more insulin to try to control this high level of sugar that you have. Okay. So now you got three things swimming around in your bloodstream: cortisol, sugar, and insulin. Okay. So now your body has to release this insulin to try to control this blood sugar. And then also your body needs more minerals to bring those two hormones back into balance, the insulin and the cortisol. When you're not eating the right foods that it can extract the minerals from, it is then forced to extract the minerals out of your teeth and your bones. Okay? So you eating whatever you want to eat because you like ribs, because you like bacon, because you like these things that you think are giving you this protein, you're just making the situation worse, because not only are you going to be raising your blood pressure and all these other things associated with eating pork, parasites, toxins, all those other things, you still are not getting anything that's going to help with the minerals. Okay? You've been, since you were 9, been what? Stressed out? So that's one thing. Then if you have high blood pressure, your high blood pressure is also coming from the insulin resistance. Remember, you guys are predisposed to heart disease. Do you know why you guys are predisposed to heart disease? I just talked about one way. The second way is that your blood is thicker than all the other blood types. So you have thicker blood. The thicker blood is what's at the root of your heart disease. That thicker blood will also lead to blood clots and pulmonary embolisms, DVTs. Not only is your blood naturally thick, but there are foods that make your blood even thicker than what it already is. So now you have this sugar. Hi, Miss Lourdes. So now you have this insulin, this sugar, this cortisol swimming around in your bloodstream. Then you got this thick blood. Then you add in the insulin resistance. All of these things are making your arteries and your veins smaller than what they already are. So your arteries and veins are constricting. Now you got this thick blood trying to squeak through your arteries and veins. That is a heart attack waiting to happen. Blood type A has more heart attacks than everyone else. Heart disease is the #1 killer in America. Guess who has more heart disease than every other group in America? Black women. Black women have more heart disease than everyone else. Okay, let's get into the food. What is at the root of y'all's problems? I'll remind you. You being protein malnourished. Here are the foods that you can never have as a blood type A. Red meat, pork, organ meats, crustaceans. Crustaceans is lobster and crab. Shellfish, shrimp, oysters, clams, mussels, scallops, crawfish. The reason that you guys can't have any seafood is because seafood is very high in saturated fats. Your body cannot break down foods that are high in saturated fats because you do not have enough stomach acid to do that. Then you also cannot have no tropical oils. Tropical oils is avocado oil, coconut oil, palm kernel oil. Okay. Industrial oils. Industrial oils is corn oil, canola oil, safflower, sunflower, corn oil, all of those other rapeseed, all of those other oils. You can't break those down. And then dairy foods. Most of the cheeses that y'all are eating are very high in saturated fats. Blood type A and blood type O can never have dairy food, ever. That is literally 86% of the US population. 86% of the US population is to never have dairy food. So let's talk about what's making your blood even thicker than it already is. Vinegar. Let's talk about vinegar for a second. Do y'all know that vinegar is made from corn? Y'all can't have no vinegar. Not apple cider, not regular white distilled. Vinegar is made from corn. Anytime you eat anything made from corn, it stops your body from making insulin. So remember, you not having stable insulin and you not having enough insulin in your body is also going to raise your blood pressure. Y'all are literally eating a food that's making you have high blood pressure. Corn is high fructose corn syrup, regular corn syrup, corn oil, corn starch, white vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is also cut with vinegar. Liquor. Most of the liquor you guys consume is made from corn. All the brown liquors are made from corn. Your Hennessy, your E&J, your Jameson, your Cavassier, all your brown liquors are made from corn. Now maybe you guys can see why we have such an epidemic of diabetes in this country, because they have slipped corn into everything. Go look at any processed food in your house. I guarantee you it has high fructose corn syrup, regular corn syrup, or vinegar in it. Go look. Go look. Then you got a whole group of hoteps out here telling y'all that y'all supposed to be taking vinegar shots every day. How many of y'all been taking vinegar shots to help lower your blood pressure, help lose belly fat is what they tell you? There's a whole slew of hoteps on TikTok telling y'all drink vinegar every morning on an empty stomach. Think about that. Now that you know what vinegar does, now that you know what vinegar does, think about you drinking vinegar in the morning on an empty stomach. Just making your blood thick. You got blood clots in your legs. You got blood clots in your lungs. You don't know how you're getting these blood clots. Well, vinegar. Vinegar is in every condiment in your house. Mayonnaise, mustard, ketchup, all of your salad dressings, your barbecue sauce, your hot sauce. Go look at every condiment in your house. Vinegar is in it. What else makes your blood thick? Oranges. Oranges and orange juice. Oranges will literally kill you if you're a blood type A. Oranges. Hi. See you next time. Oranges. Y'all been drinking orange juice every day because our government told you that this is where you're supposed to get your vitamin C from. Do y'all know that oranges are bad for everybody? Everybody. Hi. Oranges are bad for everybody, but they are deadly for blood type A. And then the oranges that they sell us here in America are rotten. Because fresh oranges, ripe oranges, are green. So by the time they turn orange, they're already past ripe. They're overripe. They're dead. You've never even eaten a real orange in your life. Then you wonder why oranges create bad bacteria in everyone's gut. You're eating a bunch of rotten fruit. And nobody told you that. Then if you're drinking orange juice from most of these major companies, all those orange juices have heavy metals in them. Y'all haven't seen Simply Orange and Minute Maid get sued? Y'all haven't seen them get sued over the heavy metal content in their orange juice? You know what else makes your blood thick? Dairy foods. Y'all are out here eating Greek yogurt and drinking raw milk because these people done told you was going to help with your gut health. It's all a lie. Everything that you think you know about food is the complete opposite of what it really is. Everything that we have been told about the powers that be about food and how this is great for you and that's great for you and this is great for you and it's all been a lie. All of it has been a lie. Everybody was washing their fruit with vinegar and everything that you think you know about food is a lie. Because we discussed this yesterday. Every advertising agency has a bunch of doctors on their payroll. Okay? They learned very early on that if they could say that something is recommended by a doctor, then you're going to buy it. You thought Greek has less sugar. It's still cow's milk. It doesn't matter the sugar content of the Greek yogurt. It's still cow's milk, which makes your blood thick. It's not the sugar that's making your blood thick. It's the dairy. Y'all can't have dairy at all. If y'all spend half the time that y'all spend on trying to outwit yourself, y'all spend half y'all lives trying to outwit your own body. Think about it. Well, I'm still gonna eat yogurt, but I'm gonna eat it with less sugar. If you can't have yogurt, it doesn't matter the sugar content, right? Oh, I'm not gonna eat potatoes. I'm gonna eat sweet potatoes. Still a potato. Oh, I'm not gonna eat regular bread. I'm gonna eat sourdough. It's still bread. I'm gonna eat low carb pasta. It's still pasta. It's still wheat. Okay. So instead of us trying to outwit ourselves, we need to get on the same page with our bodies. If we actually worked in concert with our body, or basically went with the flow of our bodies, everything would fall into place. Everything would work the way it's designed to work. That's kind of like you going out and buying a car and not following any of the instructions on the car. You're not putting the right gas in the car. It says to put premium unleaded in the car, and you're putting regular unleaded in the car. It's telling you this is the kind of oil that goes in the car. You putting Wesson oil in the car. You're not going to do that. You're not going to shortchange your car, right? You're not. You're not going to put the wrong gas in your car. You're not going to put the wrong oil in your car. You're not going to put the wrong nothing in your car. But we spend all this time putting all the wrong shit in the thing we can never go and trade in. You can't trade in your body for another model. So why is it that we're treating our car better than we treat ourselves? It is unfortunate that the things that benefit you are not the things you enjoy eating. But food is not about enjoyment. Food is literally just fuel and medicine. If you start thinking about food as fuel and medicine, your perspective about food is going to change. Okay? When I stop looking at food for enjoyment and happiness and get-togethers and centering everything in my life around food, every outing was around food, every get-together was around food, every television show, every movie, everything centered around food. I got to the point that I don't like food at all. I wish that I could spend my days never having to eat ever again. That's how much I've trained my brain to despise food. I don't take any enjoyment in eating food. I think of food the same way I would think of taking prescription drugs. I eat out of necessity. I do not eat out of desire. I do not want to eat no food. Do y'all enjoy food? I don't. I would love not spending my time thinking about what am I going to eat today. To be honest with you, I hate the question. I hate thinking about the question. What am I going to eat today? Even though I know what I'm supposed to eat today, I don't even want to make it. That's where I am with it. Okay. I'm going to eat this out of necessity. I'm going to eat it because my body requires it. And that's it. And that's all. So when you start thinking about, I'm on my healing journey, I'm going to eat exactly what I'm supposed to eat in order to heal this machine up, then your perspective about food is going to change. And that's where some of y'all need to get. Some of y'all need to take your desire and your like and your love, because y'all used to come here all the time like, oh, I love such and such. I love, and I'm like, it don't love you back. Hey, Malika, it don't love you back. How you gonna love a potato when a potato talking shit about you? You wait. I can't wait to fuck her kidneys up. That's literally how I think about it. These foods do. Potatoes are nightshade vegetables, are vegetables that have their own built-in insecticide. While you're eating that potato's thinking about killing you. That potato wants to poison you. It wants to kill you. Because it's either you or that potato. If it came down to you and somebody else or something else, you're going to choose you every time. So tomatoes, potatoes, okra, eggplant, sorrel, tomatillos, bell peppers, all of those are nightshade vegetables. All of those have poisonous toxins in them that when you consume them are released into your bloodstream. They're trying to kill you. Okay? That's the bottom line. That's the truth. So you have eaten so many of these things in your life that it has pissed off your body's bacteria, especially as a blood type A. Especially as a blood type A. We'll talk about that in a second. What else is making your blood thick, though, as a blood type A? Liquor. Distilled liquor, all of it makes your blood thick. Why do you have blood clots? Because you like to drink mimosas. You like to drink Hennessy. You like to drink Casamigos. That thick blood is at the root of your heart disease. That thick blood is causing blood clots and pulmonary embolisms and DVTs in your body. Ain't no shot of nothing worth y'all having a blood clot. Why are people dying from heart attacks? Let's look at the alcohol. Do you know that they just linked research reports just came out talking about cancers caused by liquor? Do you know why that is? Because cancer feeds on sugar. Alcohol is sugar. All alcohol is sugar. Hi, you feeling great? Oh, my plants are they just get bigger by the day. It's so fascinating. I'll take a picture and post it. But it's so fascinating watching those plants grow. Listen, man. You know what else makes your blood thick? Guar gum. Guar gum is in your almond milk. So you said, I'm not going to drink dairy milk anymore. I'm just going to drink almond milk. There's an ingredient in your almond milk that makes your blood thick too. Go look at your almond milk. Guar gum is in the ingredients. Let's talk about this bad bacteria. If you have any of these ailments, I want you to put it in the comments. Okay? If you have alopecia, endometriosis, IBS, IBD, urinary tract infections, thank you, urinary tract infections, yeast infections, COPD, thyroid issues, any skin problems. So acne, psoriasis, plaque psoriasis, eczema, dermatitis, rosacea, dandruff, vitiligo. If you have any of those things, put in the comments. All of those ailments that I listed comes from bad bacteria in your gut. We have trillions of bacteria in our body and on our body, and several hundred different strains of bacteria. The different bacterial strains that we have in our body carry out different processes in our body. Let me give you an example. A strain of bacteria called alpha glucosidase. That particular bacteria breaks down digestive resistant starches, turns it into sugar, and then stores it as fat in your body. Okay? We have so many trillions of bacteria in our gut. What's the skin problem that changes your skin pink? I don't know. Rosacea? Rosacea turns your cheeks pink, don't they? Doesn't it? Let's look it up. I think it's rosacea, though. You get like pink splotches. Let's look. What skin problem turns your skin pink? Rosacea. Rosacea causes facial flushing, persistent redness, visible blood vessels, and sometimes small pus-filled bumps, primarily on the cheeks, nose, chin, and forehead. Triggers: spicy foods, alcoholic beverages, sunlight, stress, and the bacteria. Oh, H. pylori, that's another one, can trigger rosacea flare-ups. Do you know what's causing all this bad bacteria in your gut as a blood type A? Potatoes. All potatoes, all of them. Every color, from every country, every type, no matter how you cook them, potatoes. White, sweet, purple, red, Idaho, Irish, it doesn't matter. I don't care what country you live in. I don't care if you call them yams. It doesn't matter. They're all potatoes. Every last one of them. I don't know why you're reading all that stuff. Let me tell you why. Okay. There are two reasons why reading packages makes no sense anymore. The number one reason is half the shit that y'all read, you don't even know what it is, and you don't know what it does in your body. That's number one. Number two, you shouldn't be eating nothing that has more than 3 ingredients in it. Because anything that you're eating with more than 3 ingredients in it is processed. How many ingredients is in onions? How many ingredients is in beef? How many ingredients is in tofu? How many ingredients is in fish? How many ingredients? Where is the ingredient list on broccoli? What ingredient list? If y'all stop eating anything that had an ingredients list, your body will heal up. What y'all need an ingredients list for? There are 200 different names for sugar. I guarantee you don't know the names of sugar. They're sneaking sugar and corn into everything. Okay? Everything. As these prices go up, they'll stop eating potatoes. No, they won't. No, they won't. No, they won't. People always crack me up talking about when prices go up, something going to. It's not. Y'all still gonna find a way to get what you want. It don't matter how high prices go. If you want something, you're gonna find a way to get it. Period. Y'all still out here paying $10 for eggs. All that bitching y'all did about them eggs, y'all still buying eggs. Eggs, I can't believe eggs are $9. Give me 2 of them. High prices ain't never stopped nobody from doing nothing. Y'all sit around and bitch about Beyonce's prices. Don't nobody tell y'all gotta go buy Beyonce shit. I don't buy nothing from Beyonce but entertainment. I ain't using her hair products. I ain't buying her perfume. I ain't buying her liquor. If I want to see her sing, I'll go see her sing. I can't believe she's putting out all these products and everything is so hot. Everybody and their mama put out products. Why is the only person y'all got a problem with is Beyonce? Did y'all hear about Mercedes-Benz? About to lose $1.7 billion from the tariffs? One of my best friends owns a Mercedes dealership. 2nd generation. She about to go broke. Fucking around with Donald Trump. Mercedes-Benz is going to be triple the price. Do you think that that's going to stop somebody from getting a Mercedes-Benz if they want one? No. It is not. Price ain't never stopped nobody from doing nothing. The only things I've ever seen something stop somebody from doing is when somebody gets sick. When your ass is on your deathbed, that's when you start making some real changes. That's when you'll start making some real changes. Take it from me. When you are forced to change, that's when you change. I don't really think people be changing out of the goodness of their heart. Like, oh, I'm just going to change. Nah, something makes people change. Okay? When cigarettes went $2, stop smoking. People still smoking. Cigarettes is $20 a pack. People still smoking. I remember people was like, when cigarettes go to $5 a pack, I'm gonna stop smoking. People still smoking. It amazes me when I see somebody smoking cigarettes. I'd be like, that's so wild. Whenever I see somebody, and I can smell cigarette smoke a mile away, somebody is smoking. Who is smoking? I'm fascinated. Just like people still drinking. People know what these things are doing to them, but it's not causing enough pain for them to stop. Pain is a prime motivator for changed behavior. And y'all can handle a dull ache. I handled a dull ache. Okay. But when that pain became unbearable is when I made a change. And usually when pain becomes unbearable is when people are like, okay, fuck it. I'm not going to do that anymore. Some of y'all can tolerate pain more than other people. Okay. But when the pain became to the point where I was like, hey, God, hey, man, I ain't going to be able to do it. This is too much. I know that I did it yesterday. I put them compression socks on. I hobbled around this house. I put them ugly ass adult stride right Skechers shoes on, looking like fucking Frankenstein. I know I did that yesterday, but today I can't seem to get up out of the bed because I'm in so much unbearable pain. I ain't gonna be able to do it. So if you want to call me home to glory now, I'm cool with that. That's where I was with it. I don't know where y'all are with your pain threshold. Maybe y'all haven't had enough pain from the potatoes. Maybe that blood clot that you had before wasn't that bad. But maybe the next one is going to be a heart attack and not a blood clot. There are people that have had heart attacks and strokes and still haven't changed their behaviors. My mama used to send me to the store to get cigarettes. Remember back in the day, they didn't care how old you were. They would just let you buy cigarettes. And then they required that you bring a note. So our parents would write a note to the person at the store giving you permission to buy cigarettes for them. You just take that little note to the guy at the store. And he'd give me a pack of cool Filter Kings. And I'd take them home to my mom. My generation, they didn't give a shit. They let us watch whatever movies we wanted to watch. They didn't care if it was rated X. They didn't care if it was rated R. I saw Mandingo when I was 5. I still remember it. I saw The Exorcist when I was 7. Still remember it. Those are 2 movies that scarred me forever. Forever. I used to leave high school at lunchtime and go to the liquor store. We had in Ohio, we had drive-thrus. Do y'all know what a drive-thru is? There's a whole building that you drive through it and get beer and alcohol and shit. We would leave at lunch as a junior and senior high school and go and get some gin and juice or some Kamikaze or some Mad Dog 2020. They didn't give a shit. Here. Hey, how you doing? They did not care. We done used everything. Nothing shocks us. We done been through it all. We done it all. Only thing I've never done was crack and heroin. I ain't never done none of that. That's a bridge too far for me. Oh, I remember I drank that I drank some Mad Dog 2020 and immediately threw up. Just the one time. Nope. Drugs is a step too far for me. I did it once or twice, but it wasn't a great experience. I didn't get it. I didn't get why it was so fascinating to everybody. I was like, why the hell? And I think it was because when I was coming down off of it, I was angry as hell. And I'm like, I can be angry by myself. I don't need any help being angry. Ugh. Rot gut. I remember people in my family used to drink Wild Irish Rose. Oh my God. Do they still sell this stuff, don't they? Wild Irish Rose, private stock. Shit. Crazy. Woo! I just call that stuff rot gut. Just I haven't seen any of that stuff in decades, I know. But listen, as a blood type A, y'all cannot have no potatoes. None. That is what's creating all of that angry bacteria in your body. And when the bacteria in your body is angry, it is going to trigger ailments. Ain't no potatoes in the world worth your hair falling out. Ain't no potatoes in the world worth you having to have an hysterectomy. Okay? Ain't no potatoes in the world worth you having IBS and IBD. It ain't worth it. It's not. Okay? No sweet potato pies, no candied yams worth going through all the bullshit associated with it. You know what else you can't have? Black pepper. Black pepper is bad for everyone's gut. I ain't had black pepper in like 3 years. I don't even remember what black pepper tastes like. Okay? But you cannot have it. Also, kidney beans, navy beans, lima beans, and y'all got all these hoteps out here telling y'all that y'all can get your protein from beans. When those beans, the most popular beans, are what's creating all of that bad bacteria in your body. Beans. Nobody benefits from all these beans. I think every blood type benefits from like 2 or 3 beans. Blood type AB can't have no beans. We cannot. I think we can have like white beans, but that is it. You also cannot have no whey protein because whey is dairy, and y'all cannot have no dairy. So if you're a blood type O and blood type A, you guys have to have vegan protein. Okay? If you're looking for protein shakes, you have to get vegan protein shakes. The only blood types that can have whey protein is blood type B and blood type AB. Okay? So how do we turn this all around for blood type A? What is going to immediately make you guys feel better? The number one thing you should be eating as a blood type A is soy, tofu, tempeh, texturized vegetable protein. Texturized vegetable protein. Edamame. Okay. I know that you have been taught to believe that soy is bad. Okay. Bioengineered soy is bad. You know what has bioengineered soy in it? Your plant-based meats, your Hidden Valley Ranch. Okay. All of those processed foods that you guys see soy in, that's bioengineered soy. But when you're talking about tofu, the reason that y'all benefit from soy so much is because soy is super high in protein. And that is what your body is lacking. The body needs protein. The body runs on protein. The gasoline and the oil for our body is protein. It doesn't need all of these plants and vegetables and fruits and all these other things that we have been told and programmed to believe is so necessary for our health. It is the complete opposite. All your body literally needs is protein, because that's where it's going to get all of the minerals and nutrients it needs to operate properly. And when you lack protein, everything is going to be jacked up. And that's your problem as a blood type A. So you have to find ways to get protein into your body that is going to be able to be digested, broken down, so that the minerals and nutrients are extracted. Guess what that is? Soy and fish. Y'all benefit from 25 different fish. 25. 3 different types of salmon, cod, snapper, sardines. Your favorite snack should be sardines as a blood type A. Y'all should eat a can of sardines every day. You want to know what you have for breakfast? A can of sardines. The number one thing that's going to immediately change if y'all start eating sardines on a regular basis is your skin. Plus, sardines are extremely high in omega-3s. So if you're dealing with inflammation, any of those things, high blood pressure, sardines. Okay. What is going to thin out that blood? Okay. The number one thing that's going to thin out your blood is upping your water. Hi, Larissa. Upping your water intake. Your doctor got you on blood thinners, but never told you to increase your water. What else? Lemon. Do y'all know that lemons are extremely more important for your body than oranges ever were? We've been brainwashed to believe we're supposed to be drinking oranges every day when really we're supposed to be drinking lemons. There's not a day that goes by that I don't drink some lemon water. Not a day. You saw a recipe with sardines and onions. Ooh. I've seen grilled sardines with like onions and olive oil and sardines. I've seen some really interesting sardine recipes, but I just eat it right out of the can. Or I just take it out of the can, put it on a plate, get it in me. Okay. So just upping your water intake is going to help thin out your blood, but adding some lemon to it will take it to a whole other level. Okay. First of all, lemon will help to also break up the mucus in your body as well. Because blood type A has a weaker immune system, I say we because I'm two blood types, blood type A and B. So just like blood type A, I also create more mucus because I have a weaker immune system. When you have a weaker immune system, you're going to create more mucus because mucus protects the immune system. Okay. I know these people have made y'all believe that mucus is your enemy, but actually mucus is one of the body's only defense mechanisms. We only have two. Inflammation is one and mucus is the other. Inflammation protects the organs and mucus protects the immune system. So please stop trying to get rid of the mucus in your body. Okay. Lemon water will break up excessive levels of mucus in your body and help to flush it out. It will also help with your bowel movements as well. Okay. You know what else thins out your blood? Pineapples, blueberries, blackberries, green tea. I drink green tea every day. I also have my detox tea. I tied it up in some cheesecloth because I had already had my other stuff inside of here and I was downstairs and my pot was upstairs and I didn't feel like doing all that. So I just poured it in some cheesecloth and tied it up and put it in the pot. If you don't have your detox tea, go get it. Okay. Yep. If you don't have a sifter for your pot, if you just have some cheesecloth and some of that little twine, just put it in your cheesecloth, tie it up with your twine and put it in your pot. Y'all know I'm always going to find a way to get something done. Okay. So hold on. You just drinking some green tea every day will help to thin out your blood. Okay. Also, oils. The oils for blood type A is olive oil, flaxseed oil, and walnut oil. Okay. And what is going to make your gut bacteria super happy? It's how you eat the mackerel. I love mackerel. I will mix my salmon and mackerel up and make some patties. I haven't done that in a while. I'm gonna find a day to make some salmon patties. I love a salmon patty, but I haven't had salmon patties in, I know, a good year. So what's going to make your gut bacteria super happy is escarole, dandelion. If it were me, I would get some dandelion tea. I have some downstairs. Put your green tea in with your dandelion tea, in with your detox tea. Put it all in one pot and drink all your tea. Okay? You don't have to drink several different cups of tea. Just put them all in the same pot together. That's what I do. I put 4 or 5, sometimes 6 different teas, all beneficial, in one pot and sip on that all day. I drink a pot of tea every day. Every day. Okay. Also, chard rapini, which is broccoli rabe, fava beans, prunes, and silver dollar mushroom. Isn't dandelion great for the liver? Absolutely. Absolutely, it is. Okay. So that's it for blood type A. Oh, hold on. So that's it for blood type A. We're going to stop there. Tomorrow we're going to do blood type B. And then Thursday we're going to do blood type AB. And then I'm going to have the four different blood types in single videos. That way it'll be easier for y'all to share with your family instead of having to watch 3.5, 4 hours of a video to get to your blood type. You'll have it. Okay. Y'all have any questions for me before we go? Put your questions in the comments. What y'all have for dinner today? What y'all have for dinner today? I don't know what I'm having for dinner today. I have no idea. I'm not hungry, so we'll see. Maybe nothing. You making a Flying Dutchman? I can't wait for my collard greens to finish growing. They're about this big. They're so adorbs. Ooh, I have a fresh pineapple downstairs that needs to be cut. Maybe that's what I'm going to have for dinner today. I'm just going to have me some pineapple. What else do I have? Do I have some other? I don't think I have any other fresh fruit down there. So I'll just have that pineapple. Okay. So if y'all don't have any questions, make sure you go over and get your detox teas. We still have our staple bundles that I'm just going to keep on the website. I think it's going to probably be like 10 different ailment bundles, the respiratory bundle, the thyroid bundle. I'm going to keep those on there. And then the book is out. The book is called Why Didn't I Know That? So make sure you go over and get the new book. Can blood type B have goat milk? Yes, because you benefit from goats. You can also have cow milk. Did you know that? Blood type B can have 2% milk. Maybe that's what I need to try, is to make salmon patty with mackerel. Yeah. Yep, you can mix them in together. Okay. You can have cow's milk. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Is it Usleen? Usleen? But blood type B can have regular milk. You can have goat milk, yes. But you can also have cow's milk. Did you not know that? Blood type B and blood type AB can have cow's milk and cow's milk products. That's how you can make your salmon go a long way. Put some mackerel in it. Okay. That's what Jordy uses for his shakes. He just uses 2% milk. So you don't have to pay no $10 for no half gallon of goat's milk if you don't need to. They also have powdered goat milk, if you didn't know that. Like if the dogs ever have any problems with their stomach, I always get them the powdered. I always keep powdered goat milk and give that to them. You having a tomahawk? I'm going to give Fats a tomahawk for his birthday. Can you check about my daytime tea? I already have it on the list, baby. It's coming out tomorrow. I got you, Miss Marcia. I've already sent it over to the warehouse. Okay. So I will see you guys back here tomorrow, and we're going to go over blood type B. We're going to go over chicken, and we're going to talk about those that estrogen and what that estrogen is doing in our bodies. So that's also a big part of the book as well. Okay. Because a lot of y'all don't know what these different hormones do. We have 40 different hormones in the body, and y'all need to know what these different hormones do and how the food affects those particular hormones. Okay. So we'll talk about it tomorrow. I've been iffy about making beets because I heard that beets are neutral for O's. How do you make beets? What you gonna make beets out of? What you gonna do with them? I don't understand. Yes, because I usually get Fats a cake, or I get him a cake made out of cookies or whatever, but they're not big sweet eaters. But he loves some red meat though. You heard me talking about you, bud. Come here. He was like, yes, I do. I love some red meat. Give me a big old steak with a candle in it. You want a steak with a candle? You want a steak with a candle, Bubba? You hear him? He's like, hey, yeah. So I don't understand. How are you making beets? What are you making? How are you doing that? No, he'll be 5. Cats will be 5 this weekend, the 13th? Sunday. What are you making with beets? I take beet supplements. I don't like the taste of beets. Beets taste like dirt. Is it just me? Maybe it's just me. Y'all don't think that beets taste like ground? I like what beets do in the body, but I don't like to eat beets. So I just take my beet supplements every day. I know. Can you believe it? 5 years has passed. I love my beet supplements. I take Ultra Beets. We also have a beet powder. And I used to blend up the beets when I used to juice. I used to juice them. But the taste was always so overpowering of all the other things that all I could taste was beet. And I was like, so it's just easier for me to take supplements. If there's something that I have to drink or eat and I can get it in a supplement, I'll do supplements. Just like beef. There's a lot of y'all that don't like beef or don't eat enough beef, and you should up your beef. Then you need to go get the beef supplements. We have 2 beef supplements. 2. One is beef liver and the other one is 9 different organs in the cow. You know what? I can eat liver every day. I don't know what it is. Hi, Kevin. I don't know what it is about liver, but I can eat liver and onions any day of the week. Love it. Love, love, love. I know so many people that hate, you know, the best place to get liver from? The Asian market. Hard to find. You need to get it from the Asian market. Either the Asian market or the Hispanic market. They will sell you the whole liver. It's this damn big. You know how you get it from the grocery store to be like the 3 little slices in a pack? Nope. You get the whole liver, will be this damn big from the Asian market. Look into the Asian market. Okay. So I will be back tomorrow between 7 and 8 p.m. Eastern time. They don't have a taste to you? The way to get rid of the metallic taste out of your liver is to let it soak in milk. If you want to get rid of the metallic taste out of your liver, let it soak in milk for like 3 hours minimum. And it will not have that taste at all. I didn't believe it until I started doing it. But that's how you do it. And I didn't know that until I was like 54. I went my whole life eating this metallic tasting damn liver. Told you I take my beet capsules every day. You hate it? That's how Jordy is about peas. Jordy, to this day, he still will not eat peas. He's traumatized. I used to make him eat peas, and one day he just threw up from the peas, and he's never eaten them again. So every time he sees them, he's just like, eh. So I get it. But I'll be back here tomorrow look for me between 7 and 8 p.m. Eastern time, okay? Go get your book. Go get your tea. All right. I love you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.